All right, just bear with me for a second, guys.
No.
Bueno. Mostrando ya.
Sí.
Fecha, foto.
Sí.
Oh, what happened? Assessmentos. Okay.
Sí.
Back to this. Okay, you ready? Okay. Hey guys, hola. How are you? Hopefully my volume is working correctly here. We're doing a live stream from Costa Rica with my friend here. She's a little camera shy. Gonna say hola.
Hola.
Hola amigos and amigas. So we're here looking at the price of Bitcoin, currently trading at 74,700. Let me just turn the volume down a little bit here. Okay. And I can always turn on my own music later on here, but yeah, we are doing a live stream and we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin here. Currently coming up against some resistance here against the 100-day moving average, still acting as resistance at 74,500. And that's, I mean, we're only a couple $100 above it. We are staying above the moving average here. And I think, we could continue this trend up to 80K at the very least. I think that's a psychological number here for most people here on Bitcoin. Let me go ahead and just flip the camera over here to the charts for my TikTok guys. We're looking at the price of Bitcoin coming up against the 100-day moving average. And we've been talking about this. This is preventing us from, skyrocketing to higher prices here. But I think 80K might be coming up next here for Bitcoin here, guys. And after that, there could be some resistance at 84K. Okay, it could be $84,000. Could be the next resistance to be looking for Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually had a pretty solid day here for Thursday. We actually went up just a little bit, not too much, but I know the other cryptocurrencies had some pretty good days. Like Solana was up like what, almost 5% here, and then XRP was up almost 5%, up 4%. So Solana and XRP carrying the weight here. Ethereum not really doing too much. Let's look at Ethereum real quick here. Ethereum, it actually didn't have that great of a day. It opened at 2360, closed at 2348. We did see it get up as high as like 2370, but that was about it. I mean, nothing really to write home to mom about here. But yeah, I believe the other cryptocurrencies were doing pretty well. Let's look at the crypto bubbles real quick here before I start doing some other requests here. Crypto bubbles for the day. Siren, look at Siren up 116%, and then Rave was up about 42% here, and Meme Core coin, M coin, was up about 31%. So there's some coins having good days. A lot of coins having good days, except for DEX here. And Monad was down 4.2%. So that's unfortunate. But I think those are the coins that already had a good week going forward, and they needed to calm down and cool off a little bit here. So it makes sense that they didn't have the best of day today. They can't always have a winning day every day, except for like Ravecoin. Is Ravecoin still climbing up to like higher prices here? I think Ravecoin actually had a little bit of a sell-off earlier today. Let's see. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame here for Ravecoin. Yeah, Ravecoin's still trying to march up to higher prices. We had the sell off. I think the sell off was happening. Last night, and I caught the long there around like $13, and we tried selling it at like 14, $15, and then it just kept on climbing up into the right. So Rave is actually doing pretty good as well here. Let me just see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Make sure you guys behaving yourselves here. Let's see. K Grant's in the chat. Good to see you, K Grant. And DZ. DZ's asking for Avantis and dogging me. All right. And yeah. Hey, DZ, I got a special treat for you. Say hi if you can. Say hola. Say hola to DZ.
Hola.
Hola, DZ.
Hola, DZ.
Anybody else want to shout out? My friend will give out a shout out to you guys. You say that, say yeah, you're funny. You're funny. You guys gotta behave yourself. If you're gonna keep saying AI, I'm not gonna bring them around. Yeah. All right. Un momento, guys. I actually have to go on a quick break right now. I promise I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay. But let me go ahead and just put this on. Be right back, and then I'm gonna put some other music on here as well. Okay, just give me a second here, guys. We're gonna look at Avantis, and we're gonna look at Dog and Me for DZ here. Okay, but yeah, just give me a second here. I gotta go on break here for like 1 minute here, guys. All right, YouTube guys, let's see. Is there a consensus here? Do you guys want to listen to Spanish music or do you want to listen to the regular house music? I think I'm going to put the house music on if I can. Just give me a second here. I'm going to put some house music on instead. Let's see. But I like to keep it a little bit entertaining for you guys. Hey, come on, YouTube. Let's go. Let's get this going here. DZ wants to know what meme coin is good, and then K Grant thinks Dog and Me is trash because it's on Ethereum. That's funny. That's funny. All right. Let me just turn the music down some more here. Volume, por favor. I hope it's not too crazy for my guys here. Yo, why is this thing acting so slow? All right, let me go back to, there we go. We got some music here for you guys. Hopefully it's not too loud. Just turn down a little bit more. There we go. All right. So we got to take a look at Dog and Me, and we got to take a look at Avantis. But we'll start with Avantis first, since that's not a meme coin. So let's take a look at Avantis first here. AVNT was the Avantis coming up on deck here. Looking good on the 1 hour time frame. You're actually creating an uptrend here. It's thinking about the 21 EMA. That's good to see here for Avantis. I know DZ, you were talking about Avantis and you said that you should have put your money in Rave instead of Avantis, but I think Avantis is finally starting to catch the bids right here. Let's look at the bigger picture view by going to the daily time frame here. Hopefully you're able to catch that move up here. We went up about 7% today here on Avantis. And I was saying that we could either do a double bottom or we can create a higher low. And it looks like we're creating a higher low, which is better than a double bottom, because double bottom kind of like, it's really taking it to the edge here. But doing a higher low here, a lot better than a double bottom in my opinion. So now the next thing we need to do is create higher highs. We got to get higher than this last high here on Friday at 16 cents. I think all you gotta do is just push past that and also close above this 50-day moving average, this green line. This green line sitting at 14 cents. Is actually at 0.147 pennies to be exact here. But do that and we could be talking business here as far as being more bullish here on Avantis. I know it's been like down and to the right and down and to the right for like the most part here on Avantis, but maybe we can do something different here by actually going up and to the right instead of going down and to the right. Let me just fix the camera here for my my TikTok guys here. All right, so maybe we can do something different here, okay? And if we can do something different here, then other targets to the upside would be the 100-day moving average. This blue line here sitting at 19 cents, 0.196 pennies to be exact. Maybe we can get above that. And then, you know, if we do get very bullish here, there's a 200-day moving average sitting at 35 cents. We already talked about this yesterday and I believe the day before because DZ was asking about this coin here. But I mean, there's a lot of room to the upside. We already kind of went up to the upside already today. But we were looking at earlier, like yesterday, this was like an 18 to 1 risk reward ratio where you could risk about 9.6% to try and get like 180%, 181%. Now, if you were to get in right now, you probably have a little bit less of a reward here. You still have about 154% upside if you get up to that 200-day moving average. And I think it's going to be more like this now. 146% to the upside for your 200-day moving average target there. But that's still like a double. It's more than a double. It's worth getting into. The risk reward ratio is 8.0, an 8 to 1 risk reward ratio. And that's if you kept your stop loss below the lows from like a few days ago here. Back on April 4th, we got as low as like 12 cents. So if you keep your stop loss below 12 cents at like 0.118 here, you're risking about 18% to try and get that 146% here. And your risk reward ratio is about 8.0, 8 to 1 risk reward ratio, which is really great for the swing traders out there. This is what I would do if I wasn't trying to do leverage trading. I was just buying spot bags on Avantis. might be worth it, okay? However, you know, if we're not able to get to that 200-day moving average anytime soon, and we're just able to get up to this 100-day moving average, the risk reward ratio is not really that great. Just trying to target that 100-day moving average, you're going to get like 36% gain for about 18% risk here. It's a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Maybe if you are trying to do something like that, you put your stop loss right below the lows from like a few days ago here, where we got as low as like 0.128 pennies. So maybe you can put your stop loss at like 0.127 if you want to keep it really tight. And now you got a risk reward ratio of 3, which is decent. That's normal. That's what we try to do as traders here. And your risk is 11% to try and get 36%. That's a decent risk reward ratio right there. But moving on from Avantis, right? If we're gonna try to get into some other coins here, we do have Dog and Me. I'm not sure why DZ is asking for Dog and Me. It is a meme coin. Maybe there might be some potential bullish price action ahead of it. So let's take a look at it. Dog and Me currently trading at 0.0001 pennies. So we're just gonna call this 1068. Okay. Kind of hugging the bottom here. It looks like you do have some bullish divergence showing up here on the chat. Okay. This is my DeluxeAlgo indicator spotting it for me, drawing it for me. Although I even draw a yellow line here saying that there could be some bullish divergence here. And let's double check that, make sure that's actually the case here. You can see that here on the RSI, you are making a low, higher low, roughly higher lows here. Okay, so you are seeing some higher lows here on the RSI while making lower lows on the price. You got your bullish divergence here. That started to play out, and buyers were showing up here, trying to buy Dog and Me, basically where we're at right now. Okay, and the next order of business to get bullish here is we got to start making higher highs here. Your last high here was at 1344 on March 16th. Get above that level, and we're now talking about making higher highs, and hopefully we can make a higher low here to then make another higher high later on in the future. Okay, but yeah, what we got here for Dog and Me is we got to continue up to higher prices here, or else investors are going to get disappointed. I mean, you're already seeing KG say, meme coins are trash, or he said Dog and Me is trash because it's on Ethereum. I don't know why. Maybe he likes the meme coins that are on Solana better than the meme coins that are on Ethereum. Okay, but I understand why there might be a little animosity towards meme coins that are on Ethereum, because you have to buy Ethereum to then buy these meme coins, and Ethereum has higher transaction fees versus Solana. So Solana usually ends up being the meme coin winner when it comes to getting involved in meme coins here. But if you're buying these coins, I believe you can buy Dog and Me on Coinbase, right? We're looking at this data coming off of Coinbase Exchange, so there shouldn't be any transaction fees. You can buy Dog and Me right on Coinbase, and there shouldn't be any transaction fees. You can use, I believe, US dollars to buy Dog and Me, and it's not going to cost you any extra transaction fees. But I'm curious, KG, why do you think Ethereum is trash and Dog and Me is trash because it's on Ethereum? Just give me your thoughts on that one. Not saying that there's anything wrong with your thinking. I'm just wondering. I'm curious why you think that, so you can maybe make a convincing case to everybody else here as to why. Maybe there's something that that we don't know about Ethereum meme coins. And if you do, you go ahead and enlighten the audience here on the live chat. Let's see. Looking to see. We got Muskan talking about buy gold, take profit and stuff. All right, whatever. So we have a guy here that wants to buy gold. Is that a request for gold, or are you just trying to make an advertisement here? Let's see. KK Grant says Dog and Me has been given blue balls for almost 2 years now. Yeah, let's see. Dog and Me, just looking at previous price action, has been going down and to the right. It's been kind of losing money for investors here. You had something going on here in May of 2025 when you kind of topped out here at 13,800, and now you're down 90% from where you were back in May of last year, almost like a year ago. You are down 90% here. I hope this doesn't end up being a bear flag, because if this ends up being a bear flag, let's try to draw this out. Like if this ends up being a bear flag from what we've done earlier, like if we're gonna go down like this, and we continue on the trend down to lower prices here from where we are right now. Oh my God, this is like saying this is gonna go below zero. I'm not sure if that's gonna play out that way, but you know, we are getting closer and closer to zero. This thing could drop down to you know, close to zero here. Now, how far down? Let me do a Fibonacci going like the other way here to get an idea as to like what targets could be to the downside. This would be a little bit more accurate tool to use, the Fibonacci. We do got a 1272 Fibonacci that says that dog and meat could drop down to 458, which would be like a 50% drop from where it is right now. And then the 1618 puts dog and meat basically below zero, negative territory. I don't think that's possible. I don't think they're gonna pay you to buy dog and meat from them. I think they would rather just sit on their hands than actually sell you dog and meat, where they gotta pay you money instead. But that'd be quite interesting if it's able to do that. If someone's able to convince somebody, hey, you know, I don't like this coin. I hate this coin so much. I will pay you to take this off of me. Maybe you might be able to do that in the future. So I don't know. Could be a possibility here. But I think the more likely possibility is this thing gets cut in half at some point if we're going to continue being bearish, and that's your 458 level there on dog and meat. DZ says he's going to buy some dog and meat. I believe DZ knows what he's doing. He knows where to put his stop loss. He thinks he has an asymmetrical bet where he doesn't have to risk too much, and I believe he doesn't have to risk too much. You can put your stop loss right below the low here on Sunday at 940. You're not risking that much. Right? Let's do a long position right now. If you were to try to take a long, that's what DZ's trying to do. He's trying to take a long on dog and meat. You put your stop loss right below the low here on Sunday here, or one of these Sundays here, okay? And you're just targeting possibly the 200-day moving average for your price action to the upside. You're risking about 13% to try and get 73%, and that's a 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio, which not as great as Avantis. If Avantis hits this 200-day moving average, you'll make more money with Avantis on a risk-reward ratio basis and also percentage-wise. But this isn't a bad risk-reward ratio either. 13%, risking 13% to try and get 73%. 5-to-1, I'll take that any day. So I think that's why DZ is willing to take the chance on this one. He sees that we're kind of like almost bottoming out here at 940. I think it's worth taking a chance. Yeah, for sure. If not, you get stopped out, but you're only going to lose 13%. I think that's a worthwhile bet to take. So I'm with you there if that's what you want to do. If dog and meat is going to be the horse that you're going to ride on, I don't blame you for trying to take a chance on that one. What's another coin we could take a chance on? I think KG, Keith over here likes to do Solana. We'll take a look at the Solana for KG over here. Solana currently trading at $87, $88 now. I know we talked about this coin earlier, I think either yesterday or 2 days ago. And Solana, you know, started off earlier today at $84. And then here on Wednesday, it was at $83. So, yeah, I think Solana is on its way to possibly bump its head up against this 100-day moving average, sitting at $96.85. Okay, you can see this 100-day moving average just continue to drop down. So if we don't get up there later on today or tomorrow, then this 100-day moving average is going to probably continue down, probably into like 95 or 94 before the price gets up to that level. And when it does, I would expect a rejection initially before we try to move up to higher prices here. So right now, we're just going to target this 100-day moving average. And let's see, that's where we're at right now. So we got probably like another 9% move up in price here for Solana. And I mean, if you want to keep your stop loss really tight, where your stop loss is only 1% below the price where it is right now, and you're targeting that 100-day moving average, you get an 8-to-1 risk-reward ratio on Solana. Now, I don't know if you want to keep your stop loss that tight because it probably could get knocked out. If you put your stop loss below the candlewick low from yesterday, risk-reward ratio is not that great. It's like a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio, not as good as 8-to-1. But maybe you could try targeting, putting your stop loss right below the 50-day moving average, this green line here at $85.80. You can probably put your stop loss at $85.30 or $85 here. You're risking 3.7% to try and get 9.7%. Your risk reward ratio is a little bit better at 2.6. That's a worthwhile long to still get into if you're trying to target that 100-day moving average. DZ, thanks. We're going to get a pullback on Sunday. What's going to happen on Sunday, DZ? Do you know something that I don't know? Maybe you can let the rest of us know here if there's something that's going to cause a pullback on Sunday. DZ on YouTube is saying that he's waiting for a pullback on Sunday before he jumps into any trade right now. So I'm just waiting for DZ to give me his thoughts here. Why is Sunday such the big day here? I know earlier today we had some news about Lebanon and Israel doing a ceasefire. But the ceasefire is not going to start till Tuesday. So I guess they're still going to shoot each other between now and this weekend and Monday, and then they're going to stop shooting. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's actual news to be working with and be happy about. It is a little bit happy about, but I feel like it's premature. Like, why are they not doing a ceasefire for tomorrow? Why are they waiting until Tuesday to do a ceasefire? I believe that it's not going to be a ceasefire. That they just had to say something positive today just to keep the markets up and prevent the markets from dropping down. I think it's more manipulation in my opinion here. We got Rich Sainsbury's in here, also known as Sir Nap Time. Rich is asking, what do I read YouTube chat on? I actually got my my iPad here. I look at my iPad here to read the chat, but I guess I could go into the pop-up chat here. I could do a pop-out chat, which I normally don't do, but I'll do that for you right now. But I just feel like it's easier for me to look at the iPad. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I just haven't gotten the habit of looking at the iPad here. But I did do the pop-up chat, but like, where did my pop-up chat go? There we go. Okay. So if I pull it up here, can you guys see that? No, my TikTok guys can see the pop-up chat. Okay. DZ says, everyone's too bullish right now. Why not liquidate all the longs and then dump it? You also think we're going to get a pullback before next Friday because Trump has a crypto announcement on Saturday. And then Rich says, Israel isn't fighting the country, Lebanon, they're fighting Hezbollah. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, they put a ceasefire with Lebanon, but it wasn't a ceasefire with Hezbollah. Like, so it kind of is almost like a nothing burger in my opinion. But hey, it makes the headlines. It makes people feel good about putting money into the stock market and crypto. So why not? Why not? Why not just put up that headline, make people feel better? But it's, you know, be ready for a rug pull if you know, if they start shooting at each other, because like they did an agreement between Lebanon and Israel, but it's not an agreement between Israel and Hezbollah. Like, Hezbollah is the terrorist organization that is fighting Israel. It's not the country of Lebanon. It's the terrorist organization Hezbollah that's causing trouble. Martin says, can I take a look at Rose token? I could do that. And Rich, you missed the beginning of the live stream. If you watch the replay, you might see Costa Rican Tika. DZ saw her and he thought it was AI. He keeps saying it's AI. And, you know, if you guys keep saying it's AI, I'm you know, she's already camera shy as is. So like, You know, if you guys are gonna say AI, there's really no point in me showing her. I might as well just be like, hey, you know what? These guys don't even think you're real. So what's the point of me putting you on camera? You're camera shy already. All right, yeah. Well, then you're not gonna see her again. There you go. You think it's AI, you're not gonna see her again. I don't want to waste your time with AI. How about that? Okay. All right. We'll take a look at the Rose token. And it looks like Rose is on Coinbase, this Oasis network. And Rose is currently trading at about a penny. 1187 is what we're going to call it. Looks like it had a decent day today. Up 9.8% on Thursday. And I think if Rose is going to continue being bullish here, you probably going to bump your head up against this 100-day moving average. You know, guys, the way I'm looking at these charts, I see a lot of tokens that are getting above their 50-day moving average, and then they're on their way to possibly bumping their head up against the 100-day moving average. Maybe that happens later on this weekend. Maybe that's why DZ is like, I'm going to wait until this weekend to try to take a trade. And I think DZ wants to short because he thinks everybody's too bullish and whatnot. And you might be right. You might be right. Maybe this weekend is when we get some bad news, or maybe Monday or Tuesday we get some bad news. And that's when, like, you know, in this case, Oasis might be at the 100-day moving average sitting at 0.013 pennies here. And then we get rejected and come down to lower prices. And it could be something like this where, you know, we do higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, come up to this 100-day moving average. Maybe we spike up, but then we just drop down to lower prices there below the 100-day moving average. Or, if I could just erase that, right? Maybe we can just do come up to the 100-day moving average, immediately get rejected, come down to like kind of like where we're at right now, make a higher low, and then launch up to higher prices. That would be nice to see if we're able to do that. Are we going to be able to get that? I don't know. I don't know. But these are some ideas that we're playing around with. I think this 100-day moving average is going to be a problem until it's no longer a problem. So I think initially it will be a problem at first. We come down and then we try to make a higher low, and then we try to launch up to higher prices and get past this 100-day moving average. And once we get past that 100-day moving average, then maybe this 200-day moving average could be the next, you know, bully or boss that we have to get past. We get past this 200-day moving average at 0.147 pennies here, and then I would be saying that this coin is now in a bull market, bullish territory, the beginning of a bull market. If you get above the 200-day moving average on any asset or any coin, I consider that you're starting the beginning of a new bull market. Right now, we're still in the bear market. We've been in the bear market. Damn, what the hell is going on in January? We actually got above the 200-day moving average in January, but that didn't last too long. So we had what was like a fake out for the beginning of a bull market here. But we've been in a bear market ever since we lost the 200-day moving average and continue losing it. Like this thing, oh my God. Like this thing was trading at 8 cents at one point. And you went into a bear market in January. Like right after Donald Trump got inaugurated. You can blame that guy if you want to blame him. Well, right after Donald Trump got inaugurated, you know, I feel like a lot of altcoins, a lot of meme coins went into the bear market right after Donald Trump got inaugurated. So I know Rich probably doesn't want to hear that, but hey, you know, it's the truth. The truth is the truth. And we've been in a bear market ever since then where we're below the 200-day moving average. If we get above the 200-day moving average, I would say, hey, guess what? You're in a bull market. Okay, but you could have said that in January and it would have been kind of true, but then not really, because it would have been like a fake out. So maybe this time around we can actually get above the 200-day moving average and stay above it, use it as support, and then launch up to higher prices. Rich says, I missed 50%. Rich, I don't not miss your comments on YouTube, but if you're saying stuff on Discord, I'm not on Discord right now. I would have to fire it up, and then that means I have to then take the live stream off of TradingView and put it on Discord. What are you saying on Discord? Are you behaving yourself on Discord? Do I need to go check that out real quick here? Are you saying some ridiculous stuff here on Discord? No, you're not even saying anything here. So I don't know what you mean by me missing your comments here. Yeah, I did not miss your comments. Let me see. You said Israel isn't fighting Lebanon. They're fighting Hezbollah. I read that. You said you just listened to Trump, said they will have a deal where Lebanon will be dealing with Hezbollah. This is why there is a ceasefire. Yeah, I seen that in the news. And then you made fun of my girl and said she's a and then you said, why are you mad, bro? And then DZ said after that, whenever it's crypto and Trump, nothing ever comes out good. Oh my god. Damn, DZ's spitting facts right now. And then after that, you said this guy misses 50% of my comments. And I'm like, no, I don't. Okay, but I was literally talking about Oasis. I had a request, and you know, after the request, I go back to the comments, and I try to read, like, you know, the most recent comment that I read, and then go from there. But sometimes I might miss a comment or two. If I see something really interesting, I'll read it. But yeah, I just went through your comments just now. Thank you, Shafi, for liking the live. I'm gonna like the live right now by pouring some more red sangria into my wine glass right now. I'm kind of drinking on the live stream right now. I had some good company earlier today. My Costa Rican Tika just left. But maybe you might see her again if you guys behave yourselves. You guys stop saying, oh, she's AI. If you stop saying that stupid stuff, then maybe you'll see more of her. She's already camera shy, and then you guys aren't really like being helpful here by calling her fake. I don't get it. I don't get it. You guys should be like saying nice things so she shows up more often, but whatever. Say hey. RX MMX says hi, Damien. Hello to you, sir. Thank you for the wine glasses. Cheers to you. Salute, 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 salute. Let me go ahead and flip the camera here for my TikTok guys. You gotta see me. Show your face. All right, and cheers to you, my bro. Thank you for coming on to the live stream here. We're just reading the charts here, trying to figure out what cryptos to get into, what things are looking like out there. Rich, what trade are you in right now? I'm in a long on Ethereum, but I feel like I'm one of the late longs here, and I feel like Ethereum's not really doing much. But because Ethereum wasn't doing much, that's one of the reasons why I got in. Because I saw Solana and I saw XRP were running. They're up like 5% today. And I'm like, oh, but Ethereum's not really doing much, so let me get into Ethereum. But then Ethereum is really not doing much, so it's not even making me money. Alva Medina is in the chat. He says they might be behaving in Costa Rica. Alva Medina, you should watch the beginning of the replay. You missed out the Costa Rican Tika that was here. She said hello to you guys, and then DZ said that she was AI, and then she ran away. Yeah. I think if DZ said something nice to her, maybe she would have stuck around. But yeah. You can blame DZ for chasing the girls away. Yeah. Blame DZ. Next time, say something nice, and maybe she'll stick around longer. Shafi wants me to check out Pendle. I got you. And then MMX wants to take a look at Pith. Thank you for liking the live stream, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. We're at 1,300 likes here on TikTok. Let's see if we can get up to 2,000 likes here. Yeah, DZ, it always is your fault, DZ. But you know what? That's okay, because you have a chance to redeem yourself. You know, next time just behave yourself and say something nice. Maybe compliment her on her looks or whatever, or say something nice to her, and then she'll stick around longer. That's all. That's all. But when you say that's AI, you know, chase her away. Anyways, let's move on to what we gotta take a look at first here. We gotta take a look at so many I missed out here. Pith, and then we gotta take a look at Pendle. All right, so we'll get Pendle first, and then Pith. All right, so right now looking at Pendle on the daily time frame here, currently trading at $1.27. Looks like Pendle just had a good day here today, up 16%. I think this is one of the better performing cryptocurrencies that I've seen besides like Siren. Siren was doing pretty good. We go back to crypto bubbles here. We saw Siren up 110% today. Oh, Rave is now doing something. What is Rave trading at? Rave is at 16 bucks right now. I mean, it's been like that for a while. But like Siren's doing pretty good. So was Meme Core Coin. But I think everybody's been in the green. But it's good to see that Pendle is in double-digit green. That's good to see. Got above the 50-day moving average, this green line. That was one of the first order of business here. Now your second order of business. The second order of business is going to be this 100-day moving average sitting at $1.40. Can you get up there? Can you show us how bullish you can get? I think $1.40 is also confluent with the highs back here in March. We got up to like $1.38, almost $1.39. So I think if we come up to like $1.39, $1.40, you should click that sell button. Not financial advice, but click that sell button. If I was you, I would be clicking that sell button. Who knows? Maybe you want to do the opposite and you want to click the buy button. Hey, you can do whatever you want. But I would click the sell button just to lock in some profit. If I was already in profit, I would try to lock in the profit at $1.40. Because, you know, I would expect a rejection off this 100-day moving average, right? Where we do something like this. We come up, we get knocked down. And then we make a higher low. Maybe we're at the same level that we're at right now. And then we launch up to higher prices. And we actually break past this 100-day moving average for real. And then, I don't know, is there a 200-day moving average up here above us? There's a 200-day moving average sitting at 209. That's an area to try to take some profit. But I highlighted $1.81 because this was an area that was acting as support, roughly support over here in March of last year. $1.80 was also support back here in August of 2024. So maybe by the time the price climbs up to $1.80, this 200-day moving average is also coming down, and maybe the 200-day moving average will be at $1.80, and this thing gets knocked down off the 200-day moving average. So I think $1.80 is actually your real world, real life target to be aiming for. I'd be aiming for $1.80 on Pendle. If I'm right about this, let's go ahead and clip this video that Damien said $1.80 for Pendle. Yes, Rich, not financial advice, not financial advice. But if I was in Pendle, I would sell it at $1.80. And then I actually would sell it at $1.40 before I sell it at $1.80. I would take profit target 1 at $1.40 and take profit target 2 at $1.80. I don't know if we're going to get to the 200-day moving average at 206 or 208 because you would have to go up there like right now. Like this 200-day moving average is going to continue going down, and I feel like as soon as we hit it, we're going to get knocked off of it. And I don't think that's going to happen tomorrow or later on this week. I'd be surprised. I'd be pleasantly surprised if we do. But I think by the time we get up to like $1.80, the 200-day moving average is going to be right there as well, and it's going to knock us down to lower prices. All right, moving on from Pendle. You take a look at PIF. I believe was the next request after that. PIF Network, PIF-USD. And let me just double check, make sure I actually got the right coin there. Oh man, you guys are spamming the likes here. We're at 3,000 likes. I asked for 2,000. You guys got me up to 3,000. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, guys, a lot. Mine DA says entry now. Is it good? Entry for what? Can you elaborate there? The entry for what is what good on the entry? All right. So right now we're coming up on the 100-day moving average here on PIF Network. PIF Network is currently trading at 0.048 pennies, just shy of 5 pennies, and I think this 100-day moving average is going to be a problem. It's already been a problem. Look, we kind of came up to it at earlier today. Earlier on Thursday, we went up to like 5 cents. That's right where the 100-day moving average is at, 5 cents. So we're getting resistance off this 100-day moving average for now until we can actually punch through it and go up to higher prices. If we can punch up through it, once again using the moving averages, your 200-day moving average is sitting at 7 cents. I don't know if that's going to be the case here. I'm going to throw out my handy dandy, fancy smashy VRVP indicator here. It's going to give us levels to look for. This is your VRVP indicator. This is showing you where the buys and sells, the buys in the green, the sells in the red. The more buys and the more sells gives you a higher volume node here. The highest volume node sitting at this blue line at 0.058 pennies. That is going to be your point of control. That's going to probably be a problem until it's no longer a problem. So after 5 cents, just shy of 6 cents, 0.058 pennies. You should mark that on your chart. That's going to probably be a problem for now, okay? And then if you get past 0.058 pennies, not that much resistance. The resistance starts to die off until you get to this value area high, this white line sitting at, you like this number? 0.069. 0.069 is going basically almost 7 cents. Is going to probably be your next target to the upside for PIF, which is kind of confluent with the 2-day moving average. But just remember, this 2-day moving average is a moving average. It's a moving target. This red line is probably going to go past. It might go below the value area high. You might get knocked down before you even get to the value area high. Matter of fact, if the price action is going to be weak, maybe this red line goes down to this blue line here, and then you get rejected off the 2-day moving average when you hit like 0.058 pennies. So yeah, I know the value area high is at 69.069, but we need to start boogieing to get up to that price, or else I think what will happen is the 2-day moving average will come down, this price will meander on and try to get up to the blue line, but the red line will also be coming down as well. And I think when the red line meets up with the blue line here, this point of control, that's when you know you got for sure resistance off the 2-day moving average and also this blue line here, the point of control. And yeah, X marks the spot, 0.058 pennies. That's going to be your first target, okay? However, if you get past this blue line, this point of control, then your second take profit target is going to be the white line, this value area high on the VRVP indicator, sitting at 0.069. Let's see. DZ says VVV and base. You know, DZ, I was actually thinking about doing some standalone videos. I was thinking about doing like a YouTube short and a TikTok on VVV and base. I might do that later on tonight. Although I've been drinking some wine right now, maybe I might have to save that for tomorrow morning. But yeah, I was thinking about doing videos on those coins. I was gonna do that. You know, DZ, I said, you know what? I am going to do something special for DZ. I am going to do a TikTok and a YouTube short on VVV because this guy keeps asking about it every single day. And I know it's been climbing up and going to the right and climbing up some more. So I'm pretty sure some other people around the world want to know what coin to get into besides Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I think VVV is actually doing better than Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I think it would be a disservice if I didn't do a video about VVV. I think there's a lot of people out there that need to know about VVV besides you and me and everybody else that shows up on this live stream. MindDH says view Bitcoin. Yeah, we'll take a look at Bitcoin. You want to take a look at Bitcoin one more time? We looked at it earlier in the live stream. But usually when I haven't got another person that asks about Bitcoin, I do take a look at it. So that's going to be the next one we're going to look at. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. And we'll look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame, the day trading time frames. But first, let me do a quick summary analysis about Bitcoin on the daily time frame here. Bitcoin is coming up on the VRVP indicator, is coming up on the value area high. So you have resistance here from the value area high on the VRVP indicator. And you also got resistance off this blue line. This is the 100-day moving average, which is preventing Bitcoin from, you know, going up to higher prices. It's like shoving its head down and pushing it back into the locker. It's bullying Bitcoin right now. But if we can get past this bully here, there shouldn't be that much resistance until like 79K. Okay, there's some high volume here on the VRVP indicator, but then if you get past 79K, look at this. Not much resistance until you pop your head up to like 84K. 84K is going to be some volume over there. Okay, and I think 84K was previous support, which is going to then act as resistance since we're below it right now. So 84K is a target for Bitcoin if we get past 79K. And then, you know, we got to get past 76K to get up to 79K. So it's like 76K, then 79K, and then I think 84K is going to be our next target for Bitcoin for the swing traders and long-term investors out there. Now for my day trading guys, let's go into the 1 hour time frame. Let's do some fancy schmancy day trading, charting over here. Just continuing with the VRVP indicator here. We do have a point of control on the 1 hour time frame. Point of control for Bitcoin is sitting at this blue line at 74,300. We're about $300 above that. That should act as support. If you can get 74,300, I think that's a good buy area for Bitcoin. And then if we get some support and continue being bullish here, value area high is now at 75,700 for the day traders. Now I'd be worried if we lose the point of control. If we lose the point of control, then Bitcoin might drop down. I'm not sure if the 100 moving average is going to act as support at 73,800. But it looks like we got the value area low on the 1 hour time frame is sitting at 73,100. And that's just right above this 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame at 72,900. This would be a really good area to try to buy Bitcoin. If you can buy Bitcoin at 72,900 or 73,100, take a long here, and then hopefully you get a bounce, and then maybe take partial profit at the point of control. See if you can push past that, and then take full profit at 76K for the day traders out there. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at the momentum indicators now. We're looking at the momentum indicators for the 1 hour time frame. See what the momentum might be for Bitcoin here. I'm gonna look at the MACD. You got buying pressure that was showing up here earlier this afternoon, going into tonight, and now look at this. Oh god, buying pressure dying down. Selling pressure starting to come in. You got the MACD crossover to the upside. MACD crossover to the downside. Blue line crossing the orange line to the downside. We might see Bitcoin go to low prices in the next hour or two towards the end of my live stream here, guys. Just looking at the 1 hour time frame. This is no bueno for my Spanish speaking followers here on TikTok and YouTube. Gagan Deep says, what do I think about XRP? We can take a look at XRP in the chart, but I think XRP is doing its thing. It's doing its thing here on Thursday. We saw XRP up like almost 5%, I believe, today. Mine Age says long 75K. Well, is it safe or not? Is your long at 75K safe or not? Look at the 1 hour time frame. It looks like we want to go down lower prices, so I would say no. I already told you on the day trading time frames here. We want 73K. Okay, 73K is a better area to long Bitcoin. If it drops down there, I don't know if it's gonna drop down there. There could be some support below us. We got a 100-day moving average at 72,800, but I think Bitcoin could knock down another 1,000 points here before it'd be a better buy, in my opinion here. But going back to one of the other momentum indicators here, which is the DeluxeAlgo money flow indicator here. You did get a red sell dot here 2 hours ago before I started this live stream. Money flow going negative now. Ugh. So that probably means my Ethereum long is not going to make me any money if Bitcoin's not going up tonight. Yeah, that sucks. But anyways, yeah, Bitcoin looks like it wants to go down before the end of this live stream here, guys. I'm sorry to say that. Anything different here on the 50-minute time frame? I'll give you maybe there might be some hope here on the 50-minute time frame. 50-minute time frame. If I get rid of the indicators here, 50-minute time frame, we got a 200 moving average. That's 74,500. It's pretty much almost like where we're at right now. Maybe there might be a bounce off that area. Maybe not. 50-minute time frame, selling pressure is here for sure, and I don't see anything that's showing that selling pressure is dying down, so I don't like that either. And then here on money flow for the 50-minute time frame, money flow is in the green, surprisingly, but the momentum is to the downside here. So I don't know. I think Bitcoin wants to go down, not up, guys, before this live stream is over. But yeah, Gangan Deep says, what do I think about XRP? I think XRP is fine. I actually did a TikTok video on XRP. If we go on to the Meet Damien TikTok, if I could just, where is Meet Damien TikTok? Why is it not loading up here? Don't forget to follow me here on TikTok if you haven't done so already. But I actually did a video here on XRP about a couple of weeks ago. So guys, did you hear about the good bit of news that we got tonight? that Iran and the United States
And I was excited for XRP after we got the ceasefire deal.
Look what it's doing for XRP right now. You can see that XRP
So
is
XRP was at
$1.36
about a week
right
ago.
now. We got a nice green candle here.
So you can watch that
daily
video on
chart.
TikTok. Get my price targets for XRP there. But since you're on the live stream, I can look at that for you. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at XRP real quick here. XRP at $1.42. I think we saw it higher than that. $1.45 earlier today. XRP, been brutally beaten over the last couple hours. Just red on the 15-minute time frame here. But on the daily time frame, you got a nice green candle here, up 4% today on Thursday. At one point, we were up 5%. We got as high as $1.46. And I believe I'm not sure if I said $1.46 was a target, but I was saying like the 100-day moving average was a target here at $1.53. That's your next target, the upside for XRP. But let me just zoom out here and get the VRVP indicator going here. There's a value area high at $1.48. And then you got the 100-day moving average at $1.53. I think that's going to be a problem until it's no longer a problem. However, I don't know what XRP is going to do here. I think if the blue line continues being a moving target, which it will be, and the price kind of meanders up to higher prices, I think the value area high, maybe $1.46 might be the top for XRP. Because you got the value area high right there. But if you get past that, there's a little bit of volume here at $1.53, and that's right where the 100-day moving average is at. So $1.46 to $1.53 should be your targets to take some profit on XRP. Guys, again, a little bit quiet there on YouTube. If you guys have any more requests, let me know if there's any more requests you guys have for my YouTube guys here. What is on TikTok asking for Pippin? It dropped, but it bounced from the 45-minute 50 EMA. You looking at the 45-minute? I rarely look at the 45-minute. I got like the 1, the 5, the 10, the 15-minute, the 30, and the 1 hour for my small time day trading time frames. But I can look at that for you. Let me see if I didn't want to make sure I want to make sure I didn't miss any other requests here. I see you, TSS. You said TSS says, hey, I'm seeing a downtrend on Solana. Can you check that out? All right, let's look at Solana. We actually did look at Solana earlier in the live stream for my buddy KG. But I'll go back and give you like some summary targets here. I think Solana could have potential resistance from the 100-day moving average at $96. That's what we're game planning for Solana. To the downside, 21 EMA could provide support at $83 here. It's at 83.19. That could be your better area to be buying Solana if you're able to buy Solana at that price. And then you also got the value area low sitting at $81. So anywhere between $81 to $83. Try to take a long there, and then take profit at the value area high at $89. And then also take profit if you head up to this 100-day moving average sitting at $96. Okay, so that's Solana in a nutshell for my buddy TSS there. Thank you for joining the live stream and following me here, and also thank you for the roses that you sent. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see. We gotta take a look at Pippin now, and then we also got a request here for Ondo. And then Rodi Mala says, what's the best 2 or 3 stocks to buy now after the war is over? I see the stock market's kind of like running up already. Before the war is even over. We see like the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, and I think the Nasdaq are all at like the same price that they were before the war was over. So it's a little bit hard to figure out what stock to get into because of that. Because all these stocks have climbed up. Like we're at a higher price now than we were before the war started, and we're at the highest price of the year for the S&P 500. But I think stocks that got beaten down because of the war would be like Southwest Airlines. You ever looked at Southwest Airlines? the airlines have been getting beaten down because of high fuel prices here. So maybe Southwest Airlines or even like Delta Airlines, they might be some good stocks to get into. If you don't want to get into like one particular stock, then maybe you can look at the ETF, JETS. I think, yeah, JETS is the ETF. And this is like a collection of all the airlines in one basket of an ETF here. Okay, and you can see like before the war started, like JETS was doing fine, hanging out at 31 bucks here. But now you can get JETS for like 26 bucks, so you got a little bit of a discount. But like JETS was doing bad last week and the week after that, towards the beginning of April here, because of the high oil prices. When oil was spiking up to like $119 a barrel, you know, JETS was like down at like 24 bucks here. Now it's at 26 bucks. So this might be where you might want to look at. I think this plus like looking at the cruise lines. Like if you look at like Carnival cruise lines. I can type that in. Yeah, CCL. You know, you gotta think of like who are the companies that burn a lot of oil. The airlines burn a lot of oil, and so do the cruise lines. And I think these are companies that will do well when the war is over. Okay, so look at the airlines and the cruise lines, like Carnival, and what's the other one? Royal Caribbean. I'm not sure what the ticker is for that one, but you might want to look into those when the war is over. Okay, moving on to Pippin, because that was a request here from what. Pippin on the daily time frame has seen better days here. Back in like February, a couple of months ago, we saw this thing as high as like 90 cents. Now you're trading at 3 cents. Oh my god. How much of a drop is that? Let me get rid of the VRP for now. Clean things up here a little bit. But how far of a drop did we go down to on Pippin? If we were at like 90 cents here, and we dropped all the way down to where we're at like 3.5 pennies here. You're down 95, almost 96%. Yikes. Yikes. So yeah, are we bottoming out yet? Are we done going down, or are we going to continue going up? Try to do something different here and maybe go up here. We're up at against the 21 EMA. 21 EMA is at 0.039 pennies. I think we talked about this either yesterday or the day before. Pippin is trying to be bullish. You went up 58% today. Are you kidding me? Who requested this? What? Why didn't you tell me about this? Actually, I knew about Pippin already, but like, man, I wish somebody would have told me that Pippin was going to be the one to be in for today. I think Pippin and Siren both had some good days today. Jesus. Well, you were making a falling wedge almost here on Pippin, and usually the falling wedge breaks out the upside, right? So this was kind of like if I could draw a falling wedge here. So you're doing a falling wedge, and usually that breaks out the upside, and you did it in a clear and convincing fashion here. Good to see that. Coming up on resistance on the 21 EMA, you did get above it, but now you're kind of like you're slightly below it now. Okay, that's whatever. Can we get above it again one more time? Can we get above 0.039 pennies here? That would be my target to the upside from my day trading for Pippin here. But damn, if you can just continue cashing the bids here and being bullish, the 50-day moving average is sitting at like 17, almost 18 cents. That could be the next target. This thing could have a 6x, right? We could do like almost like a 5 or 6x here on Pippin if we can just climb up to that 50-day moving average, up 400%. Oh my god. Oh yeah, we did talk about it yesterday. We did, yeah. Thank you, Crypto Drops, for following me here on TikTok. All right, and let's see. H Dash is asking about Ando. We got Ando coming up on deck after this one. I'm gonna throw up the VRVP indicator, see what levels are to look for here. So the VRVP indicator is this indicator up on the right. Value area high sitting at 0.053 pennies. That could be a target. You can see we got sideways trading action going on here in March, last week of March here, going into April. These people here that thought they were cashing the bottom, they're on the water now. They might click the sell button and just try to break even when this thing gets back up to 5 cents again. Okay, so keep that in mind for your trading and investing here on Pippin. And then after that, like, there's not much volume. We could pop up to like 17 cents, maybe only for like a 1 day, maybe even for less than 1 day. It could be like maybe 1 hour or 15 minutes or less, and then we drop back down. But I would just put a sell limit order at like 17, 18 cents to see if it fills. If we do pop up out of nowhere, you know, do get a little bit of a short squeeze that pushes you up there and then come back down again. At least, hey, you sold that 17 pennies. You basically did a 4 or 5x on Pippin there. Rich is back in the chat. Rich must have left. He must have said hello to Road Dog or Trade Intuition. Then he's back here. Rich is showing life in the stream here. He's saying, "Is Rave about the bust?" I don't know. Rich, you tell me. Is that a request for Rave? We gotta look at Ando after this one, but maybe we can look at Rave after that. Thank you, Alec, for following me here on TikTok. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you, Alec. Thank you. And now you're in the fan club? Oh my God, thank you. I appreciate that so much there, Alec, for coming and joining the Meet Damien community. Alec, if you want to continue talking to me and learning as much as you can on the in the Meet Damien community here on TikTok, right? If you go onto like my TikTok page here, in the link to the bio, there's a link tree. If you click on the link, that link, it should take you over to the Meet Damien link tree. And then you'll see the Meet Damien Discord server, which is free to join. Click on that. And then you can join the Meet Damien Discord. Right? And let's see. You can talk to me here on Discord. This is where I hang out at. You can see what kind of trades we're getting into here. You got a whole bunch of good traders here. JR is a really great trader. Let's Go is a good trader. And we got Baby Toshi in here as well. Canada Dry loves to play with the old coins and the degen coins. Sir Naptime likes to pick on me, but he's a really good trader as well. He'll point out my losing trades or like my bad decisions when I do make them. But like we go back and forth. We go back and forth between each other. But you also see when I go live, like I just posted up this link here about me going live here. This was yesterday's live stream here. Talk about the news, what's affecting our trades here. So the Meet Damien Discord channel is where you can stay in touch with us, and then also you can find out like trade setups. Like you go to the trade setup channel, you'll see like what kind of trades we're getting into. Nasir trying to get into a Pendo with 20x leverage, doing an entry at $1.17. He's trying to take profit at like $1.22. We give up our entries, our stop losses, and our take profit targets here. So you can just copy our trades here. Cameron's one of our best traders here. He likes to trade with a lot of margin and high leverage, but he's been doing it for a while, so he can get away with doing something like that. And when you are able to get away with doing something like that, you can make some crazy gains here. Nasir up 117% on a 10x long here on Pendle. Nasir once again putting up his trades there. Then we got me. I did a 5x long on Rave the other day, up 61%. Let's see. Cameron doing a 50x short on Bitcoin, up 70%. But that's like chump change to him. Nasir up 302% here. So we got some good traders here doing some good trades. Tony Stark's up 227% on a 9x long on CYS. Congratulations to Tony on that one. Cameron doing what he does best, doing a 50x short on CoAI and up 1,300%. So we got some traders here who know what they're doing here on the Meet Gaming channel. I'm not gonna say take credit and say I taught them everything they know, but they do come on my channel to learn what they can and share their thoughts. And you can learn a lot from these guys here just being on the Meet Gaming Discord server. So that's why I think it's worth joining, and it's free to join. It's not gonna cost you anything. Oh man, I just did all that and you guys didn't even see what I was talking about here because I was looking at the app there. Damn, I was just trying to do this in the browser. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. But anyways, yeah, so anyways, going to the show your gains, let me just show you. Like, we had Nasir here up 170%. So many gains here. Nasir obviously happy with his gains. Me happy with my 61% on Rave. Then we had like Cameron here, Nasir again, Tony Starks here again, Cameron with his 1,300% gain on a 50x short. That's some crazy stuff right there. I normally wouldn't be doing like 50x on a coin like KoAI, but Cameron feels comfortable doing that, and it worked out for him. Congratulations. But yeah, these are the guys that are you can learn a lot from here on the Meet Gaming channel. Okay, going back to the charts here. Crypto is asking about Uniswap. Okay, and then of course we got to take a look at Ondo. I kind of like sidetracked there. And then Neocon wants to look at ZBet. All right, so let me get into the charts here again. We got to look at ZBet, and then we got to look at Ondo. Actually, we'll look at Ondo first. I saw that one come up first, and then we'll look at ZBet. ZBet currently trading at 26 cents, down 1.5% today. And wow, we got Porky in the chat here. Good to see you, Porky, in the live stream. Did you get done with your live stream, or did you, I don't know if you did a live stream. I'm kind of like doing your time slot right now. You should have watched the beginning of the video here, Porky, if you want to see some Costa Rican ticas. Well, there was just one. I shouldn't say plural, but there was a Costa Rican tica in the beginning of the live stream. This is the one that you want to watch. Go to the beginning of the video, and you'll see her. But anyways, good to see you, Porky. I'll give you a shout out later. But I have to get back to work here. We had a request for Ondo, and I kind of like sidetracked and started talking about the Meet Gaming Discord. But yeah, let's go ahead and do the analysis here for Ondo. Using the VRVP indicator, sure, why not? Value area high right above you at 0.0269 pennies, not too far off from where we are right now. Point of control below you at 0.025 pennies. That's going to be a support if we ever drop down there. Okay, but let's see if we can punch past this value area high. This value area high acting as a problem right now at 0.0268 pennies. If you get past that level, not that much resistance, and then I think the resistance will be this 100-day moving average at 0.28 pennies, 28 pennies here. So I don't think there's really that much upside, to be honest with you, on Ondo. I would not get too excited about Ondo here. Yeah, Ondo might just continue meandering up to this 100-day moving average, get rejected. But the thing is, there might not be that much downside for Ondo either, because, you know, Ondo, it's acting like a stable coin, to be honest with you. If we drop down to lower prices, you come down to the POC, it's only at like 26 pennies, 0.257 pennies here. And then if you lose that, then you still get maybe some support here at 25 pennies. So I think Ondo's really not that much of a high alpha volatile coin here. It's more like a stable coin at this point. Let me just zoom out, see what the weekly chart looks like here. Ondo is acting like a stable coin right now, but it has seen better days, obviously, earlier in 2025. September 2025, you saw this thing at like $1, so this thing is ugly, in my opinion here. When did things get really bad here? It looks like things got really bad here in October, right after Bitcoin peaked out at $126,000. That was game over for Ondo and heading down to lower prices there. Yeah. Zooming out, Ondo is almost at the same price you could have got it at in January of 2024, 2 years ago. anybody that bought here did a round trip. So, you know, maybe they'll learn their lessons. Next time you go up to higher prices, you need to take profit on your Ondo. Just looking at the bigger picture of Ondo here, you do got high volume node here at 82 cents. I would try to sell at 82 cents. That'd be basically like a 3x from where we are right now. I don't think Ondo is that crazy of a coin to be making crazy gains. Getting up to 3x on Ondo, you should be happy and you should call it a day and probably look at another coin that could probably make you some more money. Porky, what is Porky saying here? Porky's saying, I'm thinking ZRO could have some crazy pumps soon if we can hold up in the bullishness. All right, I'll try to look at ZRO later on in the stream here. DZ said, buy XOVR best stock till SpaceX IPO. Is that a request or is that you just stating your demands here? DZ's like, guys, buy XOVR. Just stock tip right there. Porky also said, damn it, DZ, I need you. My girl's birthday is tomorrow. I have to get her something nice. And then DZ says, looking for a good entree. Porky says, haven't gone live yet. You were live early today to do 100x long on Bitcoin. How did that go for you, Porky? Hopefully you were able to take profit on that. DZ says, I'm gonna sit on the sidelines right now. Okay. All right, Rich said that give 20 minutes, Porky. So I guess Rich was telling me that Porky was going to show up to live stream. It's nice to see Porky in the live stream. I'm going to look at, we got to look at ZBEC, I believe, right? Was it ZBEC? Yeah, we got to look at ZBEC. I'll look at ZBEC. Then we're going to take a look at Porky's YouTube. We'll give him a shout out. And then after that, we'll take a look at, oh shit, we got to look at Uniswap too. All right, so when did Uniswap came in, and then ZBEC, I believe, came in before that, right? Which one did ZBEC? I gotta look at the chat here again. Yeah, ZBEC came in before Uniswap. So we'll look at ZBEC, then Uniswap, and then I guess we'll look at ZRO. Okay, I gotta write these things down. Kind of losing track here. Give me a second here, guys. Got my handy dandy whiteboard here, so I don't forget these requests here. So we gotta look at ZBEC. I already said that a bunch of times already. And then what was the other one? Uniswap. And then what else? We gotta look at ZRO because Porky's trying to get into that one. He thinks that might be a very bullish coin. Okay. Got it. Let's look at ZBEC. I haven't heard any requests for ZBEC in a while. What has ZBEC done since the last time I looked at it? Hopefully it did something good and not bad. Get into the daily time frame here. Oh man, ZBEC. Yeah, ZBEC seen better days in 2025. I remember we had a guy here always asking about ZBEC. It was what's his name? John316. I haven't seen him in a while. I wonder if he's still in ZBEC or if he gave up on ZBEC and then also gave up on me too. But whatever. Hey, if your coin keeps going down, you can't blame me. Your coin did it. I didn't do that. Okay, I did not make your coin go down. But anyway, ZBEC over here is let's see. We had our worst day here on February 6th. We saw it come down as low as 0.0015 pennies, and that was the worst of worst. Thank God. Then you got a bounce here. Went sideways here at like 0.002 pennies. Then you got, a little bit of bullish price action. You're kind of making some bull flags here. You're making higher lows and higher highs. Hey, maybe ZBEC's finally cashing the bids here. Looking at the VRVP indicator here, you're up against the point of control. Point of control is right at this 200-day moving average, funny enough. So you got a lot of confluence here at 0.0028 pennies. I think ZBEC is going to kind of chill out for a second here. I mean, that's the second best you can hope for. Obviously, you want ZBEC to just disregard a 200-day moving average and just push right through the point of control, but usually that doesn't happen. I think you're going to, at the most, get sideways trading action, and then if you're not going to get that, then you're probably going to see a drop down to lower prices, probably down to, I mean, this is all janky here, but you got a little bit of high volume here at 0.0258 pennies, and then you got more volume here at 0.0253 pennies. So anywhere between 25, we're going to call this 25.30 and 25.80 is your support for now. And you also got the 21 EMA at like 25.59. So this is going to be a support for now on ZBET. And then we're already up against resistance right now. So I don't know, you could be bouncing between where you're at right now at 28.41 and then 25.59 is where I think you might go sideways and just get choppy, and I think that's the best you can hope for right now. But when you're ready to be more bullish, you're able to push past this 200-day moving average. Let's see, where can we go next after this? Now things are changing a little bit here. Volume drops off on the VRP indicator, and you got a value or your high sitting at 0.0037 pennies. Mark that on your chart there. That could be an area for some resistance here. But then also you also got like a previous high here in January sitting at like 0.0035 pennies. So what I would do here on the chart, just marking things off here, put a take profit target here, and then put another take profit target at this white line. Those are your lines to look for. So if you didn't have the VRVP indicator here, this is what it looks like here. You got 0.0035 pennies and 0.0037 pennies. Make sure you take profit in this zone. Okay? Because if you don't, you might regret it. You might just see this come up here, then come back down. You'll be like, oh my God, I could have sold here. But now we're back here. Rahim Art says he wants me to take a look at GBP AUD. I never heard of that one. We got a few other requests ahead of you. We gotta take a Uniswap and ZRO, but I'll take a look at GBP for you. That sounds like, that's almost similar to like the British pound. Is that like a play off of the British pound? You tell me. That sounds like a currency, right? Is that like a British pound to the Australian dollar? That's what it sounds like to me. I can take a look at it. I can look at the chart. That'll be the first time someone actually requested a foreign currency here. Usually I don't get those requests, but I can do that for you for sure. Yeah, we can look at commodities. I can look at gold and silver as well. I can look at the British pound. I can even look at the euro for you as well. But yeah, if that's what you want to take a look at, we'll take a look at that. That's gonna come after, like I said, we gotta look at Uniswap, and then we gotta look at ZRO. So yeah, thank you for the request there, though. Oh, let's get right to work here. I gave you the upside downside targets on ZBEC. Let's move on to Uniswap. Porky, are you still in the chat here? Or are you going to be doing something else later on tonight? I know you're a busy guy. You're also a family man. All right, let's see. Uniswap currently trading at $3.37. Hey, yeah, Porky's alive and kicking. Awesome. Good to see you there. I'll give you a shout out here after Uniswap. Uniswap currently trading at $3.37, down 1.57% today. We're just going to use some moving averages here. Moving average to the upside, you got 50-day moving average sitting at 355. That could be a target for the day traders. Then the swing traders might want to be targeting the 100-day moving average at $3.90. And then the long-term investors and the swing traders could also be targeting the 200-day moving average, this red line at $5.11. Okay. What I like seeing here on the chart, my DeluxeAlgo indicator is showing me that there's some bullish divergence on the form here. It told us the long Uniswap, like back here on February 15th here. That's interesting. But so far, not such a bad area to try to get in, because we haven't really dropped like a rock since then. So maybe this long signal is going to actually play out to the upside at some point here. I mean, it kind of already did. When you got that long signal, you did top out here at $4.19. And then even then, this thing did fire up, and you got this solid green candle that came up here, got up to like $4.29. You got knocked off the 50-day moving average. So this long signal, not really that bad of a signal to be seen. It actually did play out, and it kind of played out again. And so far, like, you haven't had a short signal yet, so you could probably still try to long Uniswap. And I see a potential double bottom maybe here at $3.14, basically $3. You could get a double bottom here, and this is a double bottom, right? Just for my double bottom guys out there, you measure like where the bottom's at, the two bottoms at on the double bottom, to the top in between the two bottoms. You get your measure move. You take this measure move, you put it on top of the top in between the two bottoms here, okay? And the measure move target takes you up to this blue number here at $5.39. Could be an idea here. That would also put you above the 200 moving average right now at $5.11. So I think, when you get up to like $5, you should be thinking about seriously considering pushing that sell button. But who knows? Maybe you don't want to do the sell button. Maybe you want to click the buy button at $5. You can do whatever you want. But I know me personally, if I'm in profit and I see this thing go up to like $5, I'm gonna try to take some profit at $5 here. And that's a potential possibility here with Uniswap. Okay. And just to confirm the bullish divergence, we'll look at the RSI indicator real quick here. You can see that we are making higher low. We got a low here, a very vicious low here at 18.4 on the RSI on February 5th. And now you haven't really done anything crazy since then. Your RSI got as low as like 33 here on April 6th. Okay, so you're making higher lows on the RSI. However, you kind of did make lower lows in price here. Except for this low. This was like the lowest low. But if you just disregard that candle wick, just looking at these other candle body closes here, this candle body close was higher than this candle body close, so you're making lower lows on the candle bodies here. However, you're making higher lows here on the RSI, so you got the beginnings of bullish divergence, which is the beginning of trying to bottom out. From what I've seen on various assets out there, you got to get the bullish divergence first. Then the next thing is like you either got to do a double bottom, which I think could be happening right now, or you got to do a higher low at some point. Okay, and start making higher highs, higher lows, and make an uptrend at some point to be bullish here. What says, what do I think about funded accounts? I think funded accounts is great if you're able to actually accomplish the goal and you're able to show them that you're able to stay profitable and meet the goals of the funded account. You could probably use a funded account to trade with somebody else's money instead of using your own money. So I would say give it a shot if you feel good enough about your day trading. GM Mala says, if you are running in losses, just join your Telegram. Okay, well, I'm going to mute you since you're over here trying to advertise on my TikTok channel. You're not allowed to advertise without first asking me, and then you kind of have to give a little to get a little here. So yeah, I'm gonna mute you for now. You can't be advertising for free here. You gotta ask me first before you can advertise for free. But I will give free advertisement here to Porky, because Porky is giving me free advertisement on his channel, talking about me on his channel. So let's go ahead and take a look at Porky. He gives me some awesome shout outs, so I can only hope that I can be half as good as Porky with the shout outs here. The Porky Flounder is another YouTuber here, guys, and he's also on TikTok as well. You might want to check him out on TikTok as well. He goes on the Porky Flounder 65 trades on TikTok, but here on YouTube, he's Porky Flounder 65. I believe he went live yesterday, right? Last night? Oh no, actually he went live 7 hours ago. He did mention that. And then he also went live last night as well. Porky, good technical analysis. Another guy to learn about crypto and stocks. He talks about stocks as well as crypto. And yeah, of course, he does some really good thumbnails here with his Pepe memes. He's always doing Pepe. But yeah, another great guy to learn as much as you can. You could also find Porky for my TikTok guys. You can find him on TikTok as well. Okay, TikTok, you're gonna be slow on me here. Let me go ahead and refresh this here real quick. But if you type in Porky Flounder, I think he has like a couple of accounts here. But Porky Flounder 65 Trades is the one that he's currently trying to build up. And he's got about 1,200 followers here on TikTok, 25,000 likes. He's been doing some viral videos here. Some videos that have got like tens of thousands of views here. Let's see which one. Yeah, this one, like Las Vegas charging for your AC. He got like 59,000 views on that one. And then this one here about Japan selling the dollars, 10,000 views. So he's been putting out some viral videos out there, while also building up his small following. But hopefully we can get him up to a bigger following here. Let's see if you guys can follow here, Porky Flounder. He just a normal guy, giving you the TA, family man here. Let's try to get this guy up to like 2,000 followers, and if we can here, guys, go ahead and follow him. Go over to check out Porky Flounder. Come back. Make sure you follow me if you haven't done so already, and then follow Porky Flounder. All right, back to the chat here. That was my shout out to Porky. Matty Ghosten here. Matty wants to take a MU for short. Is that a stock or crypto, Matty Ghost? Because I know there is a MU Micron Technology stock. I'm gonna wait for you to elaborate. Let me know what that is, a stock or crypto. I'm pretty sure there is a crypto MU, but I also know there's a stock MU, Micron Technologies. This is a semiconductor company. I am enjoying myself here in the live stream, drinking some red sangria, Roja sangria. I had a little bit of that with my Costa Rican Tica that DZ claims is AI. And after he said that, she ran away. So you can blame DZ for chasing the girls away on the live stream. Yeah. Blame DZ for chasing the girls away. Let's see. What says these damn signal bots have been popping up in every live the past few days? Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. As soon as my streams start popping off, they start showing up over here. But I'm gonna go ahead and mute that one too. Yeah, mute account. Yep, you've been muted. Okay. All right, so we're now gonna look at ZRO and then GBP. And yeah, Rich is also another one that also chased the girls away. So if you guys are having like a really good party and you don't want the girls to run away, don't invite Sir Naptime, Rich Sandberry, to your party unless you want the girls to get chased away. And then DZ, I think there might be some hope for DZ. He might have had like a little slip up, but if he's gonna follow in the path of Rich Sandberry, then you're gonna have to like not send the invite to DZ if you want the girls to stick around at your parties here. Anyways, that's my those are my digs on Rich there and DZ. We're now looking at ZRO, and what did Porky say about ZRO here? What did you say? You said you're thinking ZRO could have a crazy pump if we can hold up in the bullishness. It doesn't look too bullish to me. I see ZRO making lower highs here on the daily time frame. Are you taking that into account here? Yeah, you're making higher lows, but you got yourself, from what I'm seeing, you know, with my eyes, you're making a symmetrical triangle, roughly. So you're consolidating. That's all this symmetrical triangle is telling us is you're consolidating here, making lower highs, however, making higher lows. You're frustrating the crap out of the bears, while also frustrating the crap out of the bulls. At some point, there should be resolution, and it would probably happen sometime near the end of April if it doesn't happen sooner than that. And it's gonna go either one way or the other. It's gonna go either down or it's gonna go up. Okay, but there's actually a third option. It could just frustrate the crap out of everybody and just go sideways and just do nothing and stay at $1.90 going into like May and maybe even June. So we shall see. We shall see. You would like to think that the moving averages might push us up to higher prices here. You got the 100-day moving average slanting up here. I think if this thing drops down to the 100-day moving average, that's kind of like near the uptrend here on ZRO. So I would be looking for the 100-day moving average at $1.86, or maybe even lower that at like $1.82 to try and take a long. But then, you know, when we get up to the downtrend line here at like $1.98, which is kind of like almost like where you're at right now, I would be looking for a short right now if I'm day trading this. Take it down to like $1.82, and then that's all I'm gonna get, and then try to go do a Uno reverse, close and reverse the trade, and go back up and try to do like $1.96 for a long after we, you know, come in at $1.82, $1.83, and I think that's what I would do here for ZRO until it decides to break out one way or the other. Are we gonna go down or are we gonna go up? I don't know if this previous Fibonacci analysis is still applicable here. It looks like I took this up to like $2.59, down to like $1.37. So I was measuring from the swing high here to the swing low. And it gave me the 618 golden pocket. It's pretty important to pay attention to it. $2.12, $2.16. That's another target that I think if we start breaking out, I don't think you're just gonna break out and go exponential, but you might break out, come up to like 212. So it looks something like this. You might break out of here, go up to like 212, get rejected off this golden pocket here at $2.12, and then come back down, get a bounce off the downtrend line, and then make a higher low, hopefully, to go up to higher prices. And then maybe you come up to the 786 retracement at $2.33, which is kind of like near the high back here in March at $2.39. Get knocked down again. Maybe you come down to the 618. Okay. And then let me see, I gotta try and draw this out here. But then after you make that next higher low here, maybe you can then create oh man, what am I doing? I'm messing things up here. And then you can just go up there from there and trying to go up to higher prices to maybe 259 like we saw back here in February. So that's what I would like to see for ZRO. Maybe that's what Porky's kind of like crossing his fingers for and hoping for. We got Lock Ender in the chat. I see you, Lock Ender. And Rich says he's in a rave long. Oh my god, guys, Rich is in a rave long, so you should probably kind of trade that and do a short. I'm only messing with you. But I don't listen to Rich when he tells me to like move my stop loss to try and stay in the trade, or if he tells me to move my take profit. I already learned my lesson by listening to Rich earlier this week. When it comes to rave, do not move your take profit. Do not move your stop loss. I didn't move my stop loss, thank God, because I got stopped out at like $17.40 a couple of days ago. And if I moved my stop loss to where Rich was telling me, I would have got stopped out at like 17 bucks instead of 17.43. Right? And then I moved my take profit yesterday listening to Rich. I had my take profit at $14.50 for rave, and then he said, oh, you should aim for 15 bucks. And I did, and then rave went up to like $14.90, and it didn't go to 15 bucks. And then I missed out on taking profit at $14.50. I blame you, Rich, for all my problems. No, I'm not kidding. Nah, that's what you get. You know, you guys have to do your own TA, and if it makes sense, if you guys got your profit targets, You should probably stick to that. I listen to Rich because I know Rich is also a decent trader. Maybe I might say he's a good trader. But I listen to Rich as well. Only because, you know, I was like, you know, whatever. Like Rich saw something. There was a Fibonacci level at 15 bucks. It was actually at like 1540. So like 15 bucks would have been front running 1540. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, maybe that might hit. And it didn't hit. It almost hit. I think Rich actually counter trades me. I think Rich actually is like, Damon, yeah, move it to $15. And I think Rich enters a short at like $14.90. And then he like, not only does he enter a short, but then he also does a spot trade on it. And I think he sells Rave as well as doing a, you know, 100x or 200x short on it. And he's like, yeah, Damien, you should move your take profit to 15 bucks. And then once it gets to like close to 15 bucks, I think that's when Rich actually dumps on me. And he's like, haha, Damien. Yeah, so I don't know if I should be listening to Rich. I think Rich might be counter trading me in real life. I think he actually does counter trade me. Yeah. I think he tries to set me up too. Rich is saying the same. Rich thinks I'm funny. He thinks I'm funny. All right, yeah, we gotta look at other cryptocurrencies here. We actually gotta look at I believe it's an actual currency. We're gonna actually look at GBP AUD, which I think is the British pound to the Aussie dollar, the Australian dollar. Yeah. Is my buddy here that requested that? He said GBP to AUD. Raheem, are you still in the chat here? Because we're looking at GBP now, the British pound to the Australian dollar. That was your request here. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Let me go ahead and fix that. GBP to AUD. Oh my God. It's been down and to the right. Seen its best days here. April of last year. And you've been making ever so slightly lower highs and then lower lows, and then finally you've been dumping. This thing went into bear market territory as soon as you lost that 200-day moving average, this red line. That happened around October of last year. Since then, you've been dropping, right? You came and back tested the 100-day moving average, this blue line, at 204. And since then, you haven't been able to back test the 100-day moving average, because since then, the 21 EMA has been your problem for now. Been a problem going up to like the middle of March, and then all of a sudden you were able to get past the 21 EMA. And now the 50 moving average, the green line, is acting as your boss, your bully, pushing you back into the locker here, and throwing the key to the lock away. Yeah, I think you got to get past this 50 moving average sitting at $1.90, which is only 2 cents away. But in currency world, that's a big deal, I guess. Get it past $1.90, and then we could be talking about higher levels here. Can you get back up to the 100 moving average at $1.95? I don't know. We shall see. I kind of want to throw on the VRVP indicator, see if that's if there's any interesting levels to look for with the VRVP. VRVP is showing there is a value area low right at $1.91, so this thing is severely undervalued. There might be a turn of events that might send us to higher prices here for the British pound to the Australian dollar. And then there's a high volume node here sitting right at that 100-day moving average at $1.95. So I think I would be targeting $1.95 to take some profit on this trade. If you're getting into this trade on the British pound, you should be taking profit at $1.95. Not financial advice, of course, but that's what I would do. And then maybe you can stay in the trade a little bit, maybe not take all of your position out, but then take some more profit if we actually do get to this 200 moving average at $1.99, which is kind of close enough to this point of control, which is at 201. So I think for the swing traders and the long-term investors in the British pound to the Australian dollar, you should be taking profit at $1.99 to like 201. That's your target zone for your swing trade, long-term investments British pound. And you know what? Even if you are a long-term investor, you're still a trader. You're just a very long-term mindset trader versus the swing traders that are in it for like a few weeks and a few months versus like the day traders that are only in it for a day, maybe a few days, and that's it. We got 8 saying, how's Bitcoin looking? Bitcoin was looking like it was on its way down to lower prices last time I looked at it. We'll take a look at Bitcoin real quick, just as like a checkup. But Bitcoin's at 74,700. I think it's the same price last time I looked at it like an hour ago. But looking at the 1 hour time frame, this is what I didn't like about Bitcoin. Was the MACD indicator. The MACD indicator is showing buying pressure is dying down on the 1 hour time frame, and you get selling pressure showing up, and you get a MACD cross over the downside. I think, you know, we could see lower prices in the next few hours and later on tonight for Bitcoin. Maybe it's not that big of a sell-off. Maybe it's only like a shallow sell-off, maybe a short sell-off, and then maybe we just make a higher low and continue up to higher prices. But I'm thinking like in the next hour or two, you might be able to buy Bitcoin at a cheaper price, probably before I end this live stream, to buy Bitcoin at a lower price. Let's see, let's look at the 5-minute time frames. I went live. When did I go live? Does anybody remember when I went live? Let's see, what does it say? I went live about almost 2 hours ago. So 2 hours ago would have been like 7:17 my time. So around like around this time is when I went live, and Bitcoin was at like $75,000, and we're only down $300 from there. But I mean, this on the 5-minute time frame, this could potentially be a bear flag. I don't know, it's kind of ugly, but this could be a bear flag here that sends us down to lower prices here. And if this is a bear flag, let's just game plan that one out, right? If this is a bear flag on Bitcoin's 5-minute time frame, and we're doing something like this, and we just continue on this measure move, we do just continue the trend down to lower prices. This is saying that Bitcoin can go down to 64,200. I was saying earlier in the live stream, we could see Bitcoin drop like 1,000 points between now and tomorrow morning. And it makes sense to me. What says Bitcoin's gonna hit $77,000 in the next 24 hours? Yeah, I think, you know, Bitcoin could drop down to 74K. Well, we're at 74K, but we could drop down maybe another 500 points from where we are right now, make a higher low, or bounce off these levels here, and then maybe we could see 77K going into tomorrow. I don't know what's going to be the catalyst. Maybe there's more good news about the ceasefire in the Middle East. Maybe there's a peace deal. Maybe Iran says they're going to stop enrichment for the next 20 years or whatever. And that would just be more good news for the markets if they could get that kind of news. And that would set Bitcoin up to like 77K for sure. Yeah, definitely. All right, let's look at, we gotta look at Micron, MU, right? Is that what you asked for? Matty Ghost, are you still in the chat here? You said MU. I don't know if that's a stock or if it's a cryptocurrency. Looks like there is an MU, USDT. Let's see if Matty Ghost is actually still in the chat here. Or did he like disappear on us? Because he did put in a request for MU. Oh, I don't know if that's a request. He just said MU for a short, but like, are we talking about MU, the stock or the crypto? Because there's two of them. There's a stock and a crypto. We'll look at the crypto because I think that's what you like to play around with. MU. Okay, I kind of see what you mean here for a potential short. You're kind of coming up on almost like a triple top here at like 460. 456. You also got bearish divergence starting to show up here with my DeluxeAlgo indicator here, spawning it out. On the daily time frame, it did say we should long it here on April 2nd, but maybe the DeluxeAlgo will fire off a short signal. This is interesting. Matty Ghost, did you leave me, bro? Because we're looking at your crypto here. And I feel like you might have disappeared on me. Maybe you're just listening to me right now. But put a 1 in the chat if you're still alive and kicking. Anyways, this is not a bad idea to take a short. You're kind of like near triple top territory here. Bearish divergence. Let's just confirm that with the RSI indicator. Yeah, you are making lower highs here. I mean, you kind of made a ever so slightly higher high here, April 14th compared to like March 17th. So that might be throwing things off a little bit, but that actually counts as bearish, hidden bearish divergence actually. Because look at this. Yeah, you got bearish divergence with lower highs here in the long term, but look at this. You actually made a higher high here on the RSI. However, you made a lower high here on your price. Does anybody know what this is? I kind of already said it already, but does anybody know what this is? I'm gonna give you guys like 20 seconds to answer this. What kind of divergence is this? You got higher high in the RSI, lower high on the price. Or maybe I gotta say it the other way. You got a lower high on the price, you got a higher high on the RSI. Does anybody know what this is? Let's see if there's any brainiacs, anybody that's been studying trading, anybody that knows their trading and terminology and chart patterns and all that stuff. What kind of divergence is that? I'm gonna give it like 5 more seconds here. Damn, no answers on the chat here. Okay, this is hidden bearish divergence. Hidden bearish divergence when you're making lower highs on the price and higher highs in RSI. What this is signaling is that the buyers were trying to push the price up, and they actually had a lot more vigorous buying than they did about a month ago, and they still weren't able to push the price up higher than what it was a month ago. So this is indicating that prices are going to continue doing what they were doing, which is going to lower prices here. Okay, so that's a hidden bearish divergence for you on the daily time frame for MU. And you also got the regular bearish divergence here, which you're making lower highs on the RSI while still making higher highs on the price. Yeah, I think this thing is ready to come down. Thank you for letting me know. I might actually take a trade on this. Matty Ghost, who hasn't said anything since he came in, and maybe that's what Matty Ghost did. He's just an angel that came in and said, Damien, here's your pick for the day, short MU. So guys, MU doesn't seem that bad for a short here. And we got H back here. H is saying Canadian dollar to US dollar. Are you a Forex trader? Foreign currency trader, H? You made a request. No, someone else made a request for GBP. Never mind. But we just did take a look at Bitcoin. But now you're asking for Canadian dollar? That's interesting. You trying to buy some USDC? Oh, okay. Let's see. I kind of want to see if I can fall in love with shorting MU. Is MU going to just continue going up to higher prices? What is the momentum looking like here? Buying pressure starting to die down. Okay. However, the blue line is still climbing up. I want to see the blue line start curving down here a little bit. But this is the start of something, maybe topping out here on MU. And then let's see, money flow. Money flow is red sell dot here today, April 17th here. And the momentum starting to curve down, and you're in overbought territory on the RSI, the horizontal magenta bars here. I like it. I like it for a short. I agree with you. Rave is on the move, says Rich. I guess it's moving up, right? Oh, okay. Rave is at $18.46. Wow, wow, I was trying to short Rave earlier today. and it was looking like a pretty decent short. However, Rave did spike me out of this earlier this morning. It spiked me out, came from my stop loss and everybody else's stop loss when it jumped up to like 1760 here. But yeah, we went past this 786 at $17.21, and now we're kind of making our way up to like 19 bucks here. Did Rave, how high did we go? We went up to like 1879 here on Rave. Okay, you go Rave. Let's look at Rave on a daily chart here. I think I got another Fibonacci here. Rave did get up to like 1848, 49 the other day here. And we just made new all-time highs on Rave. So look at that, guys. Rave is doing some crazy stuff here. If Rave is going to continue going up to higher prices, I think this 1272 at 23 bucks target to look for. Although there is another Fibonacci that I did at 1272 is at 21 bucks. So between 21 and 23 bucks, I think is the next target for Rave to the upside. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar also looking like it's appreciating up against the American dollar here. But you did take a drop here. You've seen your best days here in March at like 73 cents, 73.8, and also 74 cents. Wow, this thing doesn't really do too much. You're already at 72 cents. How does one make money trading foreign currencies when they're only going up like a penny or two on any given day here? I think this is where you have to do like 100x leverage, right? Just to get something out of this. Like today, we only went up 0.03%. How do you make money going up 0.03% in one day? You would have to do 100x leverage. And with 100x leverage, you only get like 3%. You need like maybe like, I don't know, 500x leverage, and 500x leverage would get you like 15%. Now we're talking. Let's see, earlier, well, I mean, I'm making jokes right now because the day started about like 6 hours ago here, going into this. Wait, is this thing even moving? Yeah. But like yesterday, we only went up like 0.26%. So like with 100x leverage, that's like 2.6% move up in price. The day before that, only up 0.21%. The day before that, up 0.21%. The day before that, you only up 0.29%. So you would have to do 100x or 500x leverage to actually get a decent gain out of trading a foreign currency here, like the Canadian dollar. But I see you kind of did like a double bottom here at like 71 cents. 71, 72 cents. And I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what else can we gather from this chart. Double bottom is usually good. That means you're bottoming out. You're probably going to go up to higher prices here. I don't know if you're going to go higher than 73 cents though. And you're almost at like 73 cents. So like, I don't think you can go higher than 74 cents, to be honest with you. I don't know why we're looking at the foreign currencies, but there you go. Hopefully that analysis helps you out there. I think 74 cents is your target to the upside. What happened to my music? It sounds like my music kind of turned off on me. Where did my music go? Oh, damn, it actually did turn off. So funny enough, I haven't heard any notification here telling me that I got stopped out on my Ethereum one. Did Ethereum actually stay above? Oh my God, Ethereum's at 23.28. No, so I'm actually in the red on my Ethereum, and that makes sense because I saw that Bitcoin could also go down to lower prices here too. I think Bitcoin's on its way down. I think Ethereum is going to be probably on its way down. But will it stay above my level here? I'm targeting the 100 moving average at 23. Well, this is saying 23.15, but 23.17 is where my stop loss is at. So I don't know if I got stopped out. Did I get stopped out on my my Ethereum long here. I got this on MEXC right now. Come on. Come on, MEXC. Don't be doing this to me. Fire this thing up. Why are we showing gold futures? I don't get it. Yeah, I'm down like 10% on my Ethereum long. I got in at 25.37, and we're currently trading at 25.27, only down $10. Maybe I should have long rave with Rich. And thank you, Porky, for letting people know to smash that like button. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and smash that like button, guys. Appreciate that. I think that's going to be it for this live stream here, guys. Unless you guys have any other requests. I've been live streaming for about a couple hours now, right? Yeah, 2 hours, 2 hour live stream. I think we hit our numbers here. We'll try to listen to some music on the way out. Hopefully I don't get stomped out on my Ethereum long, but if it is, you know, it's whatever. We'll have to look for another trade to get into. Maybe the next trade might be shorting Rave. Maybe, I don't know. That's kind of a tough one to get into as well. But I think the trade to take is MU actually. I think you guys might want to take a look at MU USDT. Not M, yeah, MU USDT. And we were taking this one on MEXC Exchange, currently trading at 450. I think we should try to short this one. Because you got the bearish divergence, and we also talked about the hidden bearish divergence. You can put the stop loss above the high for today if you're trying to keep it really, really tight at 455, or maybe the high from yesterday at 464 might be a better stop loss entry. But let's just game plan this one. If we went to do a short here, and we're going to take this stop loss to like 464. And let's say we target right down here at the 417 area where we did some sideways trading action there. You're risking 3% to get 7%. It's a 2.41 risk reward ratio. I don't know if that's the greatest area. Maybe we could take it down to the 58 moving average, and that's sitting at 402. You're risking 3% to get 10%. That's a risk reward ratio of 3.3. That's worth taking a shot at, in my opinion. But let's look at the VRVP indicators. See if there's better levels we'll be looking for. Value of your high sitting at 426. Okay. Another high volume node here at 417, 418. We already mentioned that. And a little bit of volume here at 406, which we mentioned is like near the 50-day moving average. However, if we could break past that, ooh, there's a gap here in the VRVP indicator, and there's not going to be any support until 377. So if you take that to 377, your risk reward ratio is like 6. You're gonna risk 3% to get 16%. Risk reward ratio is 5.2. That's an even better trade to take. Interesting. Maybe I can do that right now on MEXC. See if I can get into this trade with you guys here. You just lost the moving averages on the 15-minute. You're kind of already doing a nosedive right now. I would want this to come back up to the 21 in May at 453 to enter a short. 5-minute 21 in May is also above you at 452. So I think I'll try to put the short at 452, see if I get filled there, and then put the stop loss at 464 because 464 was the top from yesterday. So let's try to game plan this one out. And we're going into MEXC now. Come on, MEXC. MU USDT. Oh, is it? Can I even get on MEXC? It might not even be tradable. MU USD. Oh. Well, there's no point. I can't trade it leverage wise on MEXC. Can I do it with just regular spot trading now? Wouldn't even make sense for me to spot trade it. Can I even short it spot trading? I don't even think I can short it. Let's see, MU USDT. Am I even typing in the right thing here? I can't even find it on MEXC. Is this cryptocurrency is not on it's saying it's on MEXC perpetual futures there, that we got the data off of MEXC. So maybe I'm just typing it in wrong. Oh man, okay. Let's just type in M, see what we get. MU, that's not the price there, that's not the price. XMR, no, we don't want XMR, that's Monero. MU, yeah, it's not that either. I can't find it. I'm not gonna waste our time here. I have to look this up on my own. But this is interesting. MU. Matty Ghost mentioned it. I think this is a good short if you can actually short it. Maybe I can short it on WEEX. I'm gonna have to see if I can find it on WEEX Exchange. Maybe I can short it on WEEX, but I'm not gonna waste your time here, guys. Let's listen to some music. Let's plan on going live again tomorrow at the same time here, guys. And that's gonna be it for this live stream. Take care, good luck. I hope Rich is able to make more money on his rave long. Congratulations if you're still in profit. Hopefully you're moving your stop loss further than the profit. And I wish you guys the best luck in whatever trade you guys decide to get into. Take care, and I'll see you the same time tomorrow. We'll try to go live at the regular scheduled time at 8 p.m. Eastern time to like 10 p.m. Eastern time. Take care, guys.